All right, so we are live. So welcome back, everybody. Week 3 in the semester, week 2 in MISA, right? So last week, for those of you that were with us, we had our What is MISA info session, and then our amazing alumni panel with 2 of our recent alums. So thanks for all of you that were here last week. For those of you that weren't here last week, welcome. If this is your first week, right, this is MISA. So you tuned in for a great session because tonight is our first company information session. So it should be a really fun, action-packed knowledge adventure for you. And so we're really excited for our guest speaker. For those of you that are looking for the sign-in sheet, I'll go ahead and post that in the chat again. And then at any point, if any of you get in and you didn't get a chance to sign in and you don't find that, just let us know, either the chat, so that we can post that. So without going too long, like I said, tonight is our first company information session. So we have a very special company information session tonight. So our guest speaker is really close to our hearts for MISA. So not only is he a former member, premium member still of MISA, he's also a alumni of our undergraduate MIS and our graduate Masters of Information Technology and Management. So he knows exactly what it's like with classes where you were, and it's been a little bit of time, but it hasn't been that long since he's been here. And so he's making some big waves over there at Modernizing Medicine. So he'll be able to give you some really great insight into kind of his journey and his path, because it's not very as traditional as everybody follows. And he'll be able to hopefully give you some just insights on what Modernizing Medicine is, what are some of the opportunities that they have available, and kind of talk a little bit about his specific department. So without further ado, can we give a nice warm virtual round of applause for our good friend, Shannon Stewart from Modernizing Medicine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me share my screen here.
All right, there he is. Now he's smoking.
So you see me, right? What do you see?
So we see, we see the LinkedIn.
Okay, perfect. All right.
That piece. Yeah, we got that all in there. So we're good.
All right. So hi, everybody. My name is Shannon Stewart. I was a former MIS, MSITM alumni, well, still alumni, but student at the time, and went through the journey that you guys are going through now, basically, and that has led me to where we are today, Modernizing Medicine. I'm coming up on my 4th year in January. It seems like just yesterday I got into the company, but it has been an exciting journey, honestly, and we are very FAU focused here at ModMed. We have a lot of alumni, and I'll show you some of those people on the way that actually work for me. I do take pride in hiring up lots of ex-MISA members or current MISA members. So they may call me biased sometimes, but it is what it is. I know the quality of the program, and what's incidental about it is, like, I don't actually see the program that these people come from until after we're like at the final stage and we're about to hire. And coincidentally, I've been able to pull 4 people from FAU, 3 of them from MISA, and 3 of them from the MIS, MSITM track. And that just speaks to the quality of the program itself. So definitely looking forward to showing you those people, and we'll just kind of go through a company overview, how I got to where I am, and we'll just open it up for questions after. So it's a little bit about me. LinkedIn, you guys can find me on LinkedIn, Shannon Stewart. It's always something I always preach is, stay, when you get the chance to put yourself out there, LinkedIn is definitely the place you want to be, because the visibility is incredible. Like, recruiters, they're in your inbox and they're trying to get you these jobs. And that's where a lot of them hang out. So if you're having issues looking for jobs, definitely work on your LinkedIn profile, and I can almost guarantee someone's going to reach out. So this, I highlighted them early. So these are actually all FAU alum that I've hired in the last 3 years. So we have Alana. She's actually the only one that's not MSITM. She actually comes from the health sciences, but she's doing her MBA right now. Senna and Patrick actually all went to the same classes because we all graduated in 2017. So we actually all went to some of the classes, and we didn't know each other at the time, and ended up hiring both of them. Now Patrick is a system administrator. He just got promoted to the system admin team. Senna is my lead inventory specialist, and she'll be getting promoted to supervisor soon. And Chris Ragu, he actually just started a month ago, and he's a MIS alum as well. So great people from the program, and like I said, speaks volumes to how good the program is. So what is Modernizing Medicine? Basically, the company stems from a need, and I'm not sure how many of you are old enough to even recognize what these are right here, going to the doctor's office and seeing just files upon files upon files of health records. Our CEO, he went into his dermatologist, and his dermatologist had all these records, and he saw a need there. Him being an inventor, saw a need, and he teamed up with his dermatologist basically to say, we should modernize medicine and make it more digital and more accessible to everybody. This old, antiquated way of doing medical records causes a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of issues, things get lost. And they set out to create this company. And 10 years later, here we are. We've been ranked fastest growing company in South Florida for the last 7 years in a row, fastest growing in revenue. And we're actually on our way to $1 billion revenue company. So it just speaks to the volume of, speaks to the need in the market for, revolution when it comes to digitalization of health records. Coincidentally, he also, let's skip up. So this is him, Dan Kane, and this is his dermatologist, who's also the co-founder, Michael Sherling. Coincidentally, Dan also started another program you guys might be familiar with called Blackboard. He actually started Blackboard in college with 3 of his friends. They ended up selling Blackboard for almost $2 billion. And he retired and he got bored. And this is how Modernizing Medicine actually came about. But basically, our goal at Modernizing Medicine is to allow doctors to get back to doing what they should be doing. A lot of times nowadays, doctors spend a lot of time charting and not really interacting with patients. And so our job at Modernizing Medicine is to find ways to make doctors get back to actually helping people and spending time with patients and just making their lives easier. So we created a product called Emma, electronic medical assistant. And what set our product apart is from the competition at the time is most businesses, they had coders, developers, engineers, and they would interview doctors and say, hey, what do you guys need in an EHR? We took the opposite approach and we hired a team of doctors. And the initial team of doctors, I believe it was 17 of them, we taught them how to code. So they created the program, EMA, themselves because they knew exactly what doctors needed and what worked for them. That little bit of genius on Dan's part shot our EHR to the #1 charts for the last 9 years. In dermatology, we're #1, and in the other 7 verticals, we're actually #1 or 2. So because we took that approach and we let the doctors do a for us, by us type model, we've been very successful in growing the company. So you may actually know, if any of you venture over to the College of Medicine, Dr. Servos is actually one of our doctors, lead doctors on Modernizing Medicine's team. She's actually also the Associate Dean over at FAU of Diversity and Inclusion. And she's a professor in the medical sciences. So lots of intermingling between FAU and Modernizing Medicine. I believe Dan sits on the board at FAU as well. So we're very, we have a very coexistent relationship. So our application runs on an iPad. We actually also have a project management suite that runs on the computers, and they interact with each other. Those two are our main bread and butter of the company. And we currently have about 13,000 doctors, providers under our belt. With that, we spun off into other businesses, such as revenue cycle management, because we wanted to be the all-in-one for the doctors. So not only can you get your product from us, your medical assistant product, but we can also handle your billing. We can also handle your Medicaid filings and things that need to go through the government. We can handle all of that. And we've become a real one-stop shop for providers and doctors. Recently, we've moved into the enterprise space, and we've closed some very big deals with providers, over 150 providers on some, and over 200 providers on others. So we're really trying to make our name out there and give doctors the tools that they need to succeed. We can skip over that. All right, so we're going to talk about our culture. A reason that a lot of people end up wanting to work at ModMed is we definitely pride ourselves on our culture. It's a very tech company culture. A lot of people think we're a medical company, but we're actually a tech company. We develop products for doctors. And with that culture comes a lot of, fun activities that we like to put on when we were back in office. So catered lunches, catered breakfasts, bring your parents to work day. It's endless. So some of these are some of the pictures of some of our events. Stan being crazy as usual. We have yoga, massages, all sorts of things. It's just a very fun environment. And that's why we want to reach out to FAU and make sure that we're shopping in our own backyard, basically, for talent, because there's lots of talent around us in Boca. And that's part of the reason why I always do this every year for MISA, because I know I've gained a lot of talent from the MISA group. So let's see. This is some of our the interior of the new headquarters. So we recently renovated again during the pandemic. We built out another 100,000 square foot of the office. So where this is actually the new wing that I'm in right now. Hopefully next year, fingers crossed, we can bring you guys over for a company tour, a proper tour. So you can see everything here. It's about 10 kitchens, I think like a little bit shy of 70 meeting rooms, Zen rooms for relaxation, all sorts of fun goodies for you as an employee to actually, relax and be able to take that relaxation into engagement with the client or engagement in your job. We definitely believe in if you treat your employees right, your employees will treat your clients right type atmosphere. And we have seen, the fruits of that. So this is actually, I think Dr. Sweet sent out some of the jobs that we have open. Currently, we have 57 positions open at the company. So there are quite a few entry-level positions. There are quite a few advanced level positions, because I know not everybody that's going to college is entry level. Some people went back to school. They have tons of experience as well. So we kind of have jobs for every type of field in MIS. So if you're more of a business person, you're not quite the tech savvy, we have roles in that. We have business analyst roles. There's tech in them, but you're not doing tech work. But we also have very technical roles. We have engineer roles, development roles, anything you can think of. And one of the things that is really great here is once you get in, it's not hard to move around. We've had several people jump departments after a couple years doing one thing. They kind of just want to jump around, and there's never a hesitation with letting people explore what makes them happy. So we've had people jump 5 different departments the whole time that they've been here. So it's just possible, and that's something we definitely pride ourselves on. And I think that brings me to my Q&A, and I'm under time. So
Wow, look at that. He starts a couple minutes late with the tech stuff, and then right in, and here he even gets in even earlier than expected. This guy is the man, the myth, the legend. So, all right, so let me go ahead and I will stop the recording, and then